the Secret Service is under more pressure than ever before. And as the cost of protecting political leaders soars, the latest assassination attempts on former President Trump are raising concerns about how stretched law enforcement agencies really are. All new at 11, 7 News investigative reporter Mitch Blocker has been digging into the rising costs, the strain on agents, and the growing need for funding.
This election season remains an unprecedented challenge for the U.S. Secret Service.
Our folks are rising to this moment, but it requires all of us to be able to have good conversations and make sure that we're getting the Secret Service where it needs to be.
The acting director has ordered what he calls a protection paradigm shift following 2 attempts on former President Trump's life. He says the Secret Service's 8,300 agents are stretched increasingly thin.
We have done more with less for decades, and this goes back many decades.
Today, the Secret Service has a $3.6 billion budget. Over $1 billion is dedicated to protective operations.
You can't just give me money and say, hey, we're going to make sure that everybody gets overtime. Because the men and women of the Secret Service right now, we are redlining them. And they are rising to this moment.
In the last 60 days, the Secret Service has been put to the test, evacuating former President Trump from his Butler, Pennsylvania rally, securing the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, the Israeli Prime Minister's state visit, the presidential debate in Philadelphia, and now dealing with Sunday's assassination attempt at Trump's golf course. Protecting presidents and candidates takes much more than money. Retired 16-year veteran agent Cheryl Tyler knows. She worked protection details for both Presidents H.W. Bush and Clinton.
If you've been around, like I have, with different people who've made threats towards protectees, they're very different people. Their mindsets are different.
What do you
They're
mean?
calm. I haven't met one in my entire career that I could remember that was stressed, that was anger.
That is how police described the suspect arrested in Sunday's attempt on former President Trump.
Let's say I'm assigned to go see a person who may have made a threat towards the president. I know I have the possibility of meeting someone who may want to start shooting, or someone who will open their door and say, welcome, come on in and let's have a seat and we can talk.
It's like the rational mind enables the irrational.
There you go.
Idea.
Sunday, the Secret Service says enhanced protection was in place at Trump's golf club. That included agents to counter snipers, counter surveillance, and counter assault teams.
I've had a conversation with the former president. We've explained and we've worked with the campaign. The president is aware that he has highest levels of protection that the Secret Service is providing him.
Providing that protection has become more and more expensive over time. This year in 2024, it cost $150 million to secure both the RNC and the DNC. That's $50 million more than any other time this century for those conventions. Now, politicians from both sides of the aisle, President Biden and members of Congress, say they are committed to supporting the Secret Service's needs, but how that translates into dollars, that's still unclear. From Washington, for the I-Team, I'm Mitch Blocker, 7 News.